From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, May 9th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.47 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,188 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $245. Antiwar.com reports the U.S. State Department yesterday announced that there is a deal with Iran that will allow both nations to move their official diplomatic presences in one another's nations to new facilities. These aren't technically embassies, rather the Iranian interest section in Washington, D.C. will be moved to a new building, though under the auspices of Pakistan's embassy, while the U.S. interest section in Tehran, which has been operating out of the Swiss embassy, will be getting its own new facility. The State Department is downplaying the significance of the moves, saying it is simply in keeping with the standard protocol, though Iranian officials say they've been trying to get permission to move to a new space in D.C. for 30 years. If Iran really has been trying to get a new facility for so long, the timing is probably related to improving U.S.-Iranian relations, though the State Department, ever coy, doesn't seem to want to admit that.
For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced on Friday that the Department of Justice has launched an investigation into the practices of the Baltimore Police Department in the wake of the death of Freddie Gray. Lynch said the department would evaluate whether the police force violated the Constitution, federal law, or the community's civil rights. She said the investigation will begin immediately and will focus on allegations that Baltimore Police Department officers use excessive force, including deadly force, conduct unlawful searches, seizures and arrest, and engage in discriminatory policing. This move comes 2 days after Baltimore Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake called on the DOJ to fully investigate the city police force to determine what systemic challenges exist in the department. She said she discussed the request Tuesday with Lynch, who was visiting the city with a team of officials from the DOJ. Lynch said the department would issue a report at the conclusion of the investigation, and if unconstitutional practices are found, quote, we will seek a court-enforceable agreement to address those issues.
You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports U.S. Senate Republican leaders insist that spy agencies continue to have access to data on Americans' telephone calls despite a court ruling that the practice is illegal, but aides said on Friday that they have to compromise on proposed reforms of the program before it expires on June 1st. Senate aides said the deadline could force supporters and opponents of the bulk collection data program to work out a deal before May ends. In practice, the date may be even earlier as Congress leaves Washington on May 22nd for a Memorial Day recess. Senator Mitch McConnell, the Republican Majority Leader, and Richard Burr, the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, defended the data collection shortly after a federal appeals court three-judge panel in New York ruled the practice illegal on Thursday. McConnell and Burr vowed to fight efforts to scale back the phone surveillance, a counterterrorism measure in the USA Patriot Act known as Section 215. They want Section 215 extended as is through 2020. Some Republican privacy advocates have joined liberal Democrats to push for an overhaul or the elimination of the bulk data collection, which was exposed in 2013 by former NSA contractor Edward Snowden. The U.S. House of Representatives votes next week on the USA Freedom Act, a reform bill that would end the bulk collection program and instead give the NSA access to telephone data and other records only when a court finds there is reasonable suspicion about a link to international terrorism. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.